Welcome back to the Bluegrass on this beautiful November day. It's exactly 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and I know you guys are busy running around preparing for your Thanksgiving feast and festivities because we've been getting lots and lots of emails, and those emails read something like this. Hey Stonnie, I've got a lot of friends and family coming in and we're having a big feast, and we're just not sure what part of that feast is appropriate to share with our puppies. And so, what Eli and I did, we run up to the grocery store and we got a bunch of Thanksgiving food and we've brought it out here, and we're going to kind of go over what's appropriate, what's inappropriate, and while we're at it, we'll do an impromptu taste test that kind of gets you started down the road of picking a Thanksgiving feast treat that your dog really enjoys, and it's also healthful for your dog, and so everybody ends up happy. So now here's the thing, guys, is there's a few different puppies out here, and this one likes to eat the most out of all of them, so she's up here on this table posted up, and so we're thinking that she's going to like pretty much every treat we give her. We're not sure, but then we've got one big treat at the end, and wait till you see that treat come out, because these puppies are going to go crazy and they're all going to flock over here. All right, so first on our appropriate or inappropriate list is sweet potato. Okay, come over and look at this, Eli, because this is an uncooked sweet potato. Is that on the appropriate list or inappropriate list?
Appropriate.
No, inappropriate. Cooked sweet potato, appropriate. Uncooked sweet potato, inappropriate. Okay, this is Diarrhea City right in here. All right, so what we're going to do, let me get out my trusty K-bar knife. Show them that fine knife right there, Eli. Everybody ought to have one of those. And I'm going to cut us up a little bit of this sweet potato. And we got a couple of puppies up here on the table, and we'll give them a chance. Sweet potato or no? Not 100% sure, but kind of decided she's going to like it. All right, now here's Covey. Sweet potato or no? And Covey says, I'm not sure about that. She ate it, then she spit it out. Dogs are like kids. They don't like their vegetables too much. All right. So on the sweet potato, what we're going to do is we're just going to give that sweet potato a C. And here's why we're going to give that sweet potato a C. You can give them a cooked sweet potato, right? And some people, they swear by them. But we've done it here at my kennel numerous times, and what we almost always end up with is loose stool. So sweet potato that's cooked, yes, you can give it to the dog. I probably wouldn't myself. That's just my own experience. All right, now what's next on our list is a regular potato, okay? Now look at that, that's just a regular little Idaho potato or whatever. Now that's a member of the nightshade family, so this is an absolute no if it's uncooked. And if it's cooked, we give it a D-, right? In other words, you can give a cooked potato to a dog, but in all honesty, they don't really like them and they're not really good for them. And again, you're going to run into that same kind of, gastric problem that you run into sometimes with the sweet potatoes, only it's going to be much worse, okay? Now, what's next? Apples. Now, some people will swear by apples. You can give them peel and all. Now, that's a lot of the things, guys. A lot of these fruits or vegetables, you can give them the meat, but you can't give them the peel. An apple, you can give them actual apple slices with peel and everything if they like them. Now, do they like them very often? Not that often, right? And I know there's some like vegetarian or fruitarian people out there that swear that their dogs love apples, but look, that's about what we get right there. She's like licking it, like, am I supposed to lick that? What am I supposed to do with it? Okay, so that's about what we think of apples. But in terms of healthfulness, apple's great. We give it a solid B+. Apple's good for a dog, and if you have one that likes them, then knock yourself out. Okay, next on the list, carrots. So let's get us a couple little carrot pieces here. Okay, and we'll try that. Now, carrot is another appropriate dog treat if the dogs like them. Oh, now, so Covey took that one. And then, let's see if she's going to chew it up. Nope, let's see if this lab puppy will chew it up. Here, you want that? Nope, lab puppy's kind of chewing on it, thinking about eating it. Covey's looking at it. But I think what she's doing is trying to placate me because she just spit it out. She's like, Stonnie, if I put that in my mouth, will you give me a real treat? Okay, so, but carrots, in all honesty, they get a solid B+ just like the apples, because carrots are good for the dogs. And if you have a dog that likes carrots, then feel free to give them, all the carrot pieces you want. All right, next on our list, we have green beans. All right, now, Green beans are great fillers. A lot of people that have dogs and, you know, they have a kind of their dogs on a calorie restriction, well, they'll kind of, you know, put some green beans in their food for, you know, kind of make the dogs feel full, because the green beans don't have much in the way of calories, really any. And so some dogs, if they're hungry enough, they'll eat a green bean. Looky here. You see Covey doing this again, where she's like trying them. I mean, she's like a good, you know how kids will do at Thanksgiving? You're like, just try it. And they'll kind of put it in their mouth and mash it around a little bit, but not eat it. Right? That's what Covey's doing. Now this lab puppy, spit it right out. Dang, that's crazy. Okay, next on our list is squash. All right, show them what squash looks like, Eli. That's some cut up squash. Now here's my advice on squash. If you want to be up all night taking your dog outside to potty, then go ahead and give them some raw squash, because they're going to get sick. If you only want to be up half the night, then feed them some cooked squash. So we give squash a D-, because if it's cooked, you can give it to them, and some of them even think it's tasty, but almost every time that you give it to them, they're going to end up having some problems with their elimination habits. Next on our list, green peas. You probably remember this from when you were a kid. Your mom's always trying to get you to eat green peas because they're so good for you. Well, to be honest with you, they're not bad for a dog either. They're pretty good for a dog. They get as far as grading goes, they get a B+. And surprisingly enough, a lot of dogs actually like green peas. So you can have you some little green peas, and you can cook them or not cook them, and they're, you know, dogs like them, and they like them a lot. Now again, guys, you got to watch though, because when you go to cooking them, a lot of times you don't just cook them. What you do is you add a bunch of stuff to cooking them. So like if you have peas and you make like cream pea soup or something, no. But if you're making soup and you hold out some peas for your dogs, then look, like Covey loves peas. Very nice. Oh my gosh, all your dogs love peas. Very nice, super perfect. All right, now corn. Corn, we're pretty indifferent on corn, but corn's not bad for a dog. And sometimes you'll get a dog that'll eat a piece of corn, but corn's like teeny tiny little bits. And so when it's teeny tiny little bits, it's a lot of aggravation to give to dogs. But you can see they kind of all like corn, and corn gets a solid B+. So corn, as long as it doesn't have salt and sugar and stuff like that, it's awesome. No cream of corn soup though, or whatever they call that. All right, now we're on to pumpkin, and pumpkin's really good to keep around the house around Thanksgiving, because even if you don't plan on sharing part of your Thanksgiving feast, one of your relatives might give your dog something from the table that causes them to have an upset stomach, and pumpkin is a great way to settle a dog's stomach. Now, what you want to do when you're doing your pumpkin, you want to take your K-bar and you want to kind of skin it a little bit so that you don't give it the skin, because the skin can be a little hard to digest for the dogs, you know. Then you can just chop it up in little pieces, and they like it, you know, they really kind of like it frozen, to be honest with you. But if you're just keeping it around for just in case they get a little stomach upset, the canned pumpkin is fine as long as it's not flavored or spiced. So we'll see what they think about pumpkin. Oh, so we give a little piece to Covey. She says that's pretty good. Give a little piece to River. River says that's pretty good, and we'll give a little piece to Kiwi. What is Kiwi gonna eat it? Dang, they all kind of chewed on it a little bit. They might spit it out a little bit. That texture, pumpkin's kind of hard to chew up. But all in all, they like pumpkin. I like pumpkin too. It's pretty awesome. Now let's talk about what not to give your dog, and at the top of my list is something that's not always immediately evident, which is onions and garlic, okay? And the reason it's not always immediately evident is because this is the kind of stuff that gets added to food that you don't really see, you know. But almost everything in Thanksgiving, those Thanksgiving chefs are back there and they're cutting up onions and they're cutting up cloves or mashing cloves of garlic, and they're putting it in every dish that they can find, okay? So you got to be super careful. No onions, no garlic, okay? Now, what else you'll see dogs get into during Thanksgiving a lot? Chocolate. Okay, because you know there's kids around for Thanksgiving and people got some little treat baskets out, and the treat baskets have chocolate in them. A lot of the desserts have chocolate, and so the next thing you know, you look up and there's just a bunch of empty chocolate wrappers, and that's no good for a dog. You'll find yourself on the way to the vet, or again, you'll find yourself at least up all night with gastric distress, and we don't want that. Other kinds of things that you got to watch out for on Thanksgiving. Dogs, you don't really want to be giving them too much in the way, like ham. You know, a lot of people have ham instead of turkey on Thanksgiving. Yeast, dough, that kind of stuff, no, you don't really want that. Basically anything that's got a super high fat content on Thanksgiving, if your dog's not used to it, it'll shoot you right over into some real gastric distress, and then you're up all night with the dog, or the dog's pottying in inappropriate places and is not feeling well, and so that's no fun to have around on the holiday. So we talked about the fruits and vegetables that are commonly found on a Thanksgiving table, but let's be honest, what's Thanksgiving about? Thanksgiving is about turkey. Show them this nice turkey that Mrs. Stonnie cooked, Eli. Look at that, guys. This is how we roll at Cabin Creek Kennel. We cook these dogs nice Thanksgiving feasts, you know. So you've seen these dogs, how they responded to the carrots and how they responded to the the green beans and the pumpkins, and you know, surprisingly they liked the green peas, right? But let's break into this turkey here real quick, and we'll see what they really like. Now, if you're going to give them turkey, you kind of got to watch out, because a lot of times what happens with the turkey skin, you know, people baste these turkeys and they put a lot of spices and stuff on them, and so the skin, it's not really very good for them if it has a lot of stuff, you know, on it. So, like, but what we do here is we just put avocado oil on it. Perfect. Okay, but at your house, probably want to take that skin, kind of set it off to the side, get right to some of this white meat, this breast meat. Now look, there's not going to be any spitting out now, that's for sure. Look at there. Oh my gosh, they love it. Come on, Covey. Come on, Covey. Come on, Simon. Come on, River. Good. Oh, there's Covey. Oh, do you need a little help getting up there? All right. So you saw those dogs kind of being lackadaisical about eating those fruits and vegetables. I mean, yeah, sure, they like them, you know. They'll kind of be nice to you and say, yeah, I'll take that, you know, kind of out of courtesy. But look at this, guys. Look at this. They love this turkey. Oh my gosh, Covey, you're a good dog. And River, you're a good dog. Yeah, now we got now we got rapt attention. Good. Let me move around this way. Look. They're like, Stonnie, where are you going? Come back with that turkey. Dang, very nice. Big hunk of turkey for you, and big hunk of turkey for you. Good. Oh, and Covey has come down here. River's back here. Good dogs. I'll take a big piece of turkey. All right. So, look, that's pretty much it. Carrots, good. Green beans, good. Peas, corn, pumpkins, good. Squash, not so good. Potatoes, not so good. Cooked sweet potatoes, not really that good. Apples, pretty dang good. Garlic, total no-no. Onions, total no-no. Chocolate bars, total no-no. All right, so that pretty much gets us all the way to the end of the Thanksgiving feast. All right, okay. So when all the dishes start getting put away, then out comes the libations normally. Right, so we'll put all this back up here, get this out of the way. And so Eli was like, hey, look, Stonnie, I know we're making a video about Thanksgiving. He said, you know, I got a little something in the car for us, you know, for after Thanksgiving dinner. You know, we're sitting around talking about world politics and stuff. And look what he came up with, right? He came up, because Eli's 22 years old, he's a big MMA fan. He came up with a bottle of Conor McGregor's, well, Irish whiskey. And I'm sure that this is good if you're 22, you know. And I thought, well, Eli, that's very nice of you. You're willing to share this, you know, mid-shelf Irish whiskey with me. But I said, hey, son, go over in my truck and get out what we're really going to drink, right? And that, guys, that's Rip Van Winkle. That's 10 summers old, and this right here is top shelf. Okay. Now I'm not throwing Conor McGregor under the bus. I like Conor. You know, listen, there's only one Conor McGregor. There ain't nobody better. You know, whatever. Okay. But come on, let's be honest. Right here is what a cultured man from Kentucky drinks. So I'll fix me a little drink here, and I'll fix Eli a little drink. Not too much, because we got a lot of dogs to work today. There you go, Eli. Get a little toast action going here. And this is to you having a happy Thanksgiving. Very nice. Okay, so that's it. That's all we got for this video. There's a bunch of stuff that you can feed your puppies, like carrots, green beans, corn, peas, pumpkin, And obviously, what do they want on Thanksgiving? They want turkey. There's a few things you can't give them. Don't give them any raw potatoes. Really? Look, don't give them any potatoes at all. Don't give them any onions. Don't give them any chocolate. Don't give them any garlic. And definitely, definitely, unless you've got a lot of money, don't be trying to share your fine Rip Van Winkle bourbon with them, because that's the surest way to lose your bank account. All right, guys, I'll see y'all later.